the suit through the Supreme Court.
There's a women's, so is that what it's called? It's called Women's Right Organization?
I don't know the exact name of it, but it was a women's rights organization that was trying to make abortion legal. Roe v. Wade is a very broad law.
Why would they pick her if she already had a baby?
That was kind of the whole scandal of the thing. She already had the baby before they brought the suit.
Really?
She wasn't pregnant at the time.
Regardless if Roe versus Wade happened or not. Regardless if it happened or not. Regardless if it was put into place or not.
Yeah, the only, like, this is what frustrates me so much is, like, the confidence level that you guys have in, like, these statements that you make. She said she was actually paid by anti-abortion laws, or excuse me, anti-abortion movement in order to say that she regretted everything that she did with Roe v. Wade, not that she was coerced into suing the state of Texas.
No, I didn't say she was coerced into suing the state of Texas.
Hold on. Do you know why she regrets how Roe v. Wade came to be? Do you know, like, what the reason was for that?
She even said it. She said that she was against abortion.
No, it's because she lied that she was raped by a bunch of black men.
No, that was... Lindsay, she was paid to lie.
No, Lindsay, she was lied by an organization. Hold on, Lindsay. She was paid by an organization called Operation Rescue, which is an anti-abortion movement, and an organization to say that she was pro-life and she had a religious awakening. She was never paid off, like, factually by any pro-choice organization to pursue Roe v. Wade. She was only paid after the fact by pro-life organizations, Operation Rescue, to say that she was pro-life and that she should never have done Roe. And she also...
Wait a minute, hold on a minute. Think about what you're saying right there. She was paid by an anti-abortion to say that she regretted her role in Roe, which would mean that that's the complete opposite.
No, she was paid to say that she was pro-life and that she had a religious awakening and to lie about it. And then on her deathbed, she literally revealed that all of it was a lie. Like,
yeah, the whole thing was a lie.
Yeah, because she was paid by pro-life organizations. She was paid by Operation Rescue. She was paid by Operation Rescue. In 1995, I'll read you the article. In 1995, McCorvey returned to the national spotlight as an evangelical Christian and a vocal opponent of abortion rights. Her religious conversion, however, was not fueled by faith, but instead by opportunity. McCorvey was paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by Operation Rescue, now known as Operation Save America, an organization that opposes abortion rights.
She was paid to say what she said.
She was paid to say she was pro-life.
When she testified, she was paid for that.
No, she was not paid to do anything in court. She was paid after the court case.
Girl, I get that you're reading something, but I literally watched the interview. I literally watched the words come out of her mouth.
She was paid maybe to say she was paid by pro-choice organizations, but on her deathbed,
oh my gosh! So let me get this straight. You think that on her deathbed,
Lindsay, I'm still talking, bestie. On her deathbed, she literally said, I was paid that entire time to fake that I had a religious awakening by pro-life organizations, Operation Rescue. Also, she never had an abortion because the court case took too long, so she couldn't.
Because she already had the baby before the court case was even brought to court.
Yeah, because it takes a long time for court cases to reach court. Abortion wasn't legal, so she couldn't get an abortion. Yes, the reason she didn't get one is not because she didn't want one. It was because she couldn't get one legally. So instead, she took it to the court to try and make it legal.
Okay, so here's my question. What's your gripe with Roe v. Wade?
No, I don't even have anything with it. I'm just literally coming in to fact check you because you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
There's literally a documentary. Wait. There is a documentary with her that came out in 2016, right before she died, where she admits all of the shit that B.Elle is saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's called AKA Jane Roe, and Norma McCorvey, who was Jane Roe, is literally front and center in this documentary admitting all of this. So what?
What's the name of the documentary?
He just said it.
I just said that. It's called AKA Jane Roe.
Okay, I'll watch it because from what I've seen from the interview that she gave, she said that she regretted.
Yeah, maybe an interview when she was faking being pro-life because she was paid to do so.
Okay, so we're talking about a law with a woman who was paid and coerced to say what she said in court.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was.
No, by what organization?
You are incorrect on that. You are incorrect on that.
By what organization?
She doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean I don't know? Look, I'm telling you right now.
I asked you by what organization.
If this girl, listen, first of all, if this woman said, first of all, I was paid, I got up and I was paid to say, and then now she's turning around and saying, oh, they paid me to say that I got up and was paid to say.
She never said she was paid to be pro-choice.
And then she goes to the documentary on her deathbed.
She never said she was paid to be
that my word is up for auction.
Hey, bestie. This is her admitting it, bestie. This is her literally admitting it, bestie.
What? Who's calling who bestie?
They're calling you bestie.
What does bestie mean?
It's a term of endearment.
You don't know.
No, I think it's a condescending way for you to try to say something nasty.
Well, I mean, it's a very nice way. They're trying to get your attention because you are being very disingenuous.
I'm being disingenuous?
Yeah, you have done nothing but spew pro-life propaganda since you've come up here.
So that means that I'm disingenuous because I don't agree with you.
No, it means you're disingenuous because you are willfully ignorant.
I'm willfully ignorant.
Yes.
She just admitted that she was paid to be pro-life. That's literally what she's saying.
Yeah, like you are.
She just admitted that she took money to say abortion was wrong.
That disputes your own claim. And you want your abortion, and you want you to hold on to that so bad that you will be willfully ignorant, and just keep repeating yourself.
She just said that they had asked her to say on camera that she regretted taking money from the pro-abortion camps to fight for Roe v. Wade, but she also admitted that that was a lie. She received money to say that.
I did it well too.
She said she lied well. So what do you? What?
Actress. Of course, I'm not acting now.
Let me turn on closed captions. Let me make them a little bigger. Hold on, so we can really see. So we can really see.
That really hurt.
Here, I'll go to the very start. It's a 2.5-minute clip.
Did they use you as a trophy?
Of course. I was the big fish.
Do you think they would say you used them?
Well, I think it was a mutual thing. You know, I took their money and they put me out in front of the cameras and told me what to say. And that's what I'd say.
Wow.
I took their money and they put me out in front of the cameras and told me what to say. That's what I'd say.
Give me an example of what you said.
We've gathered here today to pay homage to the children that are being aborted in this abortuary. We're doing this because abortion is wrong. And I, as the former Jane Roe of Roe versus Wade, do regret signing the affidavit for the pro-abortion camps. That was probably about it.
It was the winner.
Yeah. I did it well too. I am a good actress. Of course, I'm not acting now.
Thoughts, Lindsay?
She just said that she was paid by the pro-abortion.
No.
Bro,
run it back, Jovan.
Are you joking?
I just listened to it.
Run it back, Jovan.
Right, that's what she said when she...
He asks her what's the type of things that the pro-life camps would have her say. And now she's reciting what they would have her say.
To pay homage to the children that are being aborted.
Turn your phones, guys.
In this abortuary.
Turn your phones.
We're doing this because abortion is wrong.
We are having a watching movie.
The former Jane Roe.
Wait for it, because read the next thing that she says.
Do regret signing the affidavit for the pro-abortion camps.
Wait for it.
That was probably about it. It was cool. I did it well too.
She just said it was all an act.
Yep.
I am a good
I
actor.
wonder, did they just clip that then?
Yeah, because I can't even hear what he's asking her.
He said, was it all
He
an act?
asked-
And she said yes.
That really hurts because
Now, aside from this, like, I think you can go and do your own research. Like, why, so is your argument that people should not have access to abortion services?
No, I'm saying that the overturning of Roe v. Wade does not ban abortion. It gives it back to the states.
And some states banned it.
Huh?
And some states banned it.
Every state will impose some sort of ban, whether it be a gestation ban or whatever. But that's based off of the state legislation.
Why is that a good thing?
Here's why it's a good thing. Because if you guys want a voice, right, it starts at the state level. That's the point. We don't have any say over what happens in the government federally, right? At that point, it's a republic. So at the state level, it's still a democracy. So you actually have more of a voice at the state level than you do at the federal level. So if you want
You don't have a
to
voice.
change legislation, then you have to change the laws within your state by voting, because you actually can vote for laws in your state. At the federal level, you can't vote for the laws in your state. That's all due to your federal representative, whether it be your congressman or your senator. So you actually have more
federal
rights
representatives
now and
are
more
the same
say.
as your state representatives, right?
What? I'm sorry?
You realize that the federal representatives are the same as the
Kenzie, I'm
state
lagging. Let me in and out.
Okay.
Also,
No, so you have
Lindsay really wanted to fact check.
You have congressmen.
I love you, Kenzie.
And senators.
Okay, bye.
You have congressmen and senators, and those congressmen and senators are elected, right? But they represent you at the federal level. Okay, so they don't.
They are elected by their constituents who are from specific states. Lindsay, you cut out.
I said at the federal level, you have no control over what laws are made. At the state level,
I think that there should be no laws regarding abortion. It should be legal at the federal level, so states cannot impose human rights violations.
no other medical procedure in the world is legal at a federal level. Everything that is overseen is by the state, whether it's a medical board, whether it's oh my gosh, it's weird. So whether it's a medical board, if it's a medical malpractice procedure, you take that to the state. A doctor is given his medical license by the state, and you can't all procedures are not available in each state. So there's people that travel for plastic surgery. There's people that travel for stem cell transplants. So not every state offers every medical procedure. And there's nothing in the Constitution that says that any medical procedure is a right. And what the Supreme Court does is the Supreme Court upholds the Constitution and your constitutional rights.
So that's not actually true?
That is true.
No, a lot of drugs are legal.
True?
A lot of drugs are legal at the federal level because they're regulated by the FDA, which is not a state organization.
Drugs are not procedures, medical procedures.
There are you realize some medical procedures use drugs from the FDA, like chemotherapy.
What in the Constitution gives you the right to another person's services?
So
sure, nothing does. So then all abortion is illegal.
Constitution was not designed. The Constitution was not designed to enumerate every single right that we have. That's what the 9th Amendment is for.
Okay, but guess what? Roe v. Wade cited the 14th Amendment, not the 9th.
Because the 14th Amendment
you just did not even listen to what I just said.
Privacy.
If somebody brings a case to the Supreme Court, they have to cite what amendment is being violated. When they brought Roe v. Wade, they said the 14th Amendment.
I would argue that the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, which is a federal law, makes it so that you have to receive medical care. The states can't deny medical care. That law means anyone who comes.
An emergency.
Hold the phone. That's not what we're talking about. You said that there are no laws making medical procedures mandatory at the federal level, but the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act makes medical procedures regulated at the federal level.
An emergency, life-saving measures. Abortions are not life-saving measures.
No. That's not what we're talking about.
They can't be.
You made a claim. They also can't be. You made a claim that there is no federal law that makes medical procedures mandatory at the federal level or regulated at the federal level. And I'm telling you that that's false. You made a claim.
Okay, so what medical procedures does your act protect?
So the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act makes it a federal law. Oh my God, are you fucking dense?
No, I'm not. It's an emergency.
You are.
Which means emergent
Is emergency
care, which means to save your life.
Is emergency medicine still medicine? Is it still medical treatments?
It is medical treatment.
Is it medical treatments that are regulated at the federal level? Yes. You said that they weren't. And guess what? You were wrong. For the second time in this live, you were immeasurably wrong about something.
No, I'm not, because it's an emergency care. I'm talking about elective surgeries. Plastic surgery. Did you not hear me talk about plastic surgery? Did you not hear me lump that in with abortion, stem cell transplants, all that stuff?
Would you say that prenatal care is elective?
Yes.
So we should regulate that as well?
Prenatal? No. If it's elective, it shouldn't be regulated. There's some women out there that do not take prenatal care because it's against their religion or whatever.
Well,
it's their choice if they want prenatal care.
So then you're for people having the choice to have an abortion.
No.
Why?
Because here's the thing. I'm fine with abortion as long as it's first trimester and first trimester only.
Why?
But Roe v. Wade doesn't cover that. Roe v. Wade says a woman can have an abortion at any time of the pregnancy. There's no safeguard.
It does not. Roe v. Wade was the trimester framework.
The states themselves put a decision on whether or not to have it at 12 weeks, 24 weeks, whatever.
That is not true. That is not true.
Roe v. Wade is too broad. Roe v. Wade
is a trimester framework. Because they said that there is no state interest. Yes, it is.
Roe v. Wade allows a third trimester abortion. Roe v. Wade allows a second trimester. It does too.
It does not.
It does too.
How can you be so uneducated on this?
Roe v. Wade says it's her body, her choice, right?
I'm going to read you directly what Roe v. Wade says. Roe v. Wade says during the first trimester, when it was believed that the procedure was safer than childbirth, the court ruled that a state government could place no restriction on women's ability to choose to abort pregnancies other than imposing minimal medical safeguards.
What does the language of Roe v. Wade say?
From the second trimester on, the court ruled that evidence of increasing risk to the mother's health gave states a compelling interest that allowed them to enact medical regulations on abortion procedures so long as they were reasonable and narrowly tailored to protecting mother's health. From the beginning of the third trimester on, the point at which a fetus became viable under the medical terminology available in the early 1970s, the court ruled that a state's interest in protecting prenatal life became so compelling that it could legally prohibit all abortions except where necessary to protect the mother's life or health. You can find this at Roe 410 U.S. at 164. That is the line and passage of Roe v. Wade that states this.
So at the federal, you're talking about states now. You're talking about
what
the federal level is given
states.
But at the federal level, Roe v. Wade does not protect a fetus in any trimester.
Jesus fucking Christ. Roe v. Wade states that after the second trimester, the states get to decide.
The states get to decide. Right, which means that there's no ban.
No, that means that you're wrong. That Roe
No, it
v.
doesn't.
Wade. Yes, it does.
So
Like
you're okay.
like
So
this
you're
is
okay
how little you
with the
actually know,
state
because that
stepping
was the
in.
criticism of Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is based on trimester framework, saying
No,
that
it's
the
not.
state can't have a compelling interest in a pregnancy that is prior to the 24th week because it is a non-viable fetus. That was criticized during Planned Parenthood v. Casey, which wanted to bring an undue burden clause. Like, he just read it to you.
But you guys are now talking. So what I'm saying is, on the federal level, Roe v. Wade does not protect a fetus the entire time. It's her body, her choice, right? Her body, her choice the entire
All
time.
Roe v. Wade did was say that states could not impose rules during the first trimester, and during the second and third, states could do what they wanted, as long as they were not putting undue burden on the mother.
So for the states, they could actually trimester abortion. That's the problem.
How is the federal government imposing rules when their rule is the states can do what they want?
Because it's a government overreach to say, hey,
to tell the states they can do what they want.
You're
That's a
going to
government
govern
overreach.
Something that should be handled at the state.
It's a federal overreach to tell the states they can do what they want. That's what you're telling me.
I'm sorry?
You're telling me it's a federal overreach for the federal government to tell the states they can do what they want.
It's a government overreach for the federal government to interfere in a state issue.
And I think it's a state overreach to tell a person who's pregnant that they can interfere in their issues.
Well, good. Then they can move to another state that agrees with their way of thinking.
People are poor, Karen. They can't
People
just
are
move.
Poor. Mm-hmm. You don't think the government's going to start shelling out money for free abortions? Free travel? All of that?
No.
Our
government has never paid money towards abortion because that is illegal under the Hyde Amendment.
Actually, they do.
They don't. It's illegal under the Hyde Amendment. Do you know what the Hyde Amendment is?
Who funds Planned Parenthood?
Do you know what the Hyde Amendment
is? Planned Parenthood.
Do you know?
I have already answered several of your questions. Just answer mine. Who funds Planned Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood, as medical providers, is able to receive.
It's what now?
Sorry,
it's able to receive what?
Charge. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's able to receive government funding for anything that is not an abortion, because the Hyde Amendment makes it so they cannot receive money for that. They get the rest of their money from private donations. They get money from grants. They get money from a lot of different places, but they are not able to use the government's money on abortion.
Where does the grant money come from? Where does the grants
can come from private companies. They mostly come from private companies because they don't need to go get government grants because they receive money directly from the government for other services.
Here's the deal.
So this line of questioning doesn't prove your point.
No, you've been proven wrong for the fourth time.
No, I'm
wrong for the fourth time.
Yes, yes.
I told you that Roe v. Wade does not allow for any protections for a fetus throughout the entire pregnancy. What you read to me is that there was a rider stating that the
designed to do. It is not designed. It was not a
second or third trimester
to give you rights.
So you had some states that were actually trying to talk.
Why are you just continuing to talk?
Because I was actually talking to him. And I'm answering his question because he's accusing me of being wrong for the third time.
You are. And you know what? You don't listen. You don't listen. That is your issue. You don't listen, and you don't accept information that counters your own belief.
That's not true, because I'm sitting here.
You were shown
as soon as I walked in here, all three of you started jumping up on my ass and didn't actually even let me get a thought out before
because you said misinformation.
It's not misinformation.
You said, let's go through all the things you've been wrong about so far. The first thing you said was that Jane Roe took back her statement and was actually paid by pro-choice people.
Yes,
that
you're
was
right.
wrong.
I am a
You
Christian.
saw the video of her right before she died. That is wrong. She said she was paid by pro-life people to say all of that, and that she took all of their money and she regrets doing it. The next thing you were wrong about, which was it? Kenzie, I can't even remember all the incorrectness.
Oh, you can't even remember all the incorrect.
The Roe v. Wade, how the federal and the state government work, and then
if you guys want the
noise.
federal government to be so far in your business that you're going to let them have power over every medical procedure that you have or don't have, if you guys are good with that,
tell me how the federal government, due to Roe v. Wade, had power.
I'm sorry?
Tell me how the federal government, due to Roe v. Wade, had power that affected people.
How the federal government enacting Roe v. Wade affected people?
Yeah.
Well, because if you look at what the federal government's function is, the federal government's function is
I don't want the federal government's function. I want you to tell me how Roe v. Wade being ruled on was government overreach.
Because it's not the federal government's place to regulate a state issue.
So the federal government shouldn't have jumped in for slavery. About? They should have just let that stay a state
medical procedures, medical issues are a state issue.
Don't pivot.
Well, you said the federal government should never jump in on a state issue.
Right.
So should the federal government have never intervened in slavery? We should just let that stay a state's issue?
That wasn't a state's issue. That was North and South.
North and South what?
Actually, it was a Republican president,
what?
And it was the Republicans
North and South
that freed the slaves.
North and South what, ma'am?
There was the North, and then there was the South. You had two separate presidents in the United States because they weren't united at that point.
North what and South what?
The North states to the South states.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what did the South states want?
So guess what happened? The South surrendered, and then all of the country became governed under one president.
They were governed under one president before
no,
the
they
South
weren't.
tried to secede.
They weren't. There was two presidents. There was this president to the South and the president to the North. Google it, buddy. Google it.
Wait. Who are the presidents? Who are the presidents?
Google it. Google it, pal.
No, tell me. Tell me who are the presidents.
You guys want to Google everything? Google it.
No, I want you to tell me because you are really Jovan, 1 second. You are really confident in this opinion. I would like to know who the two presidents were during the Civil War.
Davis and Lincoln.
Davis
and Lincoln. Davis was South, Lincoln was North.
Oh my God. She's talking about Jefferson Davis, who the South elected as the president.
Illegally, they seceded.
Here's a question. How many presidents were there before Jefferson Davis was elected?
He was the only one. He was the only one of the South.
Oh, okay. So you mean there was one president throughout all of American history. Then the South decided we're going to leave the Union.
You're wrong. There were two presidents, weren't there?
Dummy. There weren't two presidents of the United States. The South tried to secede from the United States.
Because you don't fucking listen.
There was one president. You don't listen. You know what? Kenzie, am I a mod on your platform? Am I a fucking mod? Please tell me I'm a mod. Please.
You should be.
Please, I can't. I'm not, Kenzie. Make me mod right now.
Okay.
I am so
You're
done
mod.
with Miss Karen, doesn't know anything, thinks she's smart and isn't. Like, so stupid, bro. Oh my God. There literally weren't two American presidents. Holy shit, bro.
Didn't that feel good? I thought I was waiting for her to get banned. Don't kick her, she's entertaining. That was frustrating.
I can feel, like, I've never, like, there's this pounding in the back. Hello. Hello.
So would you like some good news?